Hi, Pisces Sun and Rising. Welcome to your June 2023 Astro Update. It's Rena here, and oh my gosh, I just realized that your sign has two retrogrades happening in your own sign. So that's pretty wild, especially since Pisces is already associated, through the 12th house with solitude and contemplation. So I wonder how that's going to play out for you guys if you're going to be hermits during June. So we're coming off of eclipse season, and you have had eclipses in areas when, actually, come to think of it, you had an eclipse in Aries in April, a solar eclipse, and that fell in your second house of earned income. So some of you may be finding new ways to make money, maybe more than one, and that might be very good for you financially. And then in May, there was an eclipse in a fellow water sign, and that one actually fell in your ninth house, which is a house associated with higher education, higher mind itself. So very, very psychic for spiritual matters. And even travel is featured with the ninth house. So now that we're in June, we still have a lot going on. And on the 3rd, there's a full moon at 13 degrees of Sagittarius. For you, this is the 10th house of career. So this could be quite nice for being seen in the world, seen for your talents, Pisces. Now, coupled with that solar eclipse back in April, that might have some kind of connection there. Perhaps you are receiving a promotion, and maybe money is associated with that. So that would be awesome. On the Well, I mean, some of you, if you are of a certain age, you might be retiring, or, regardless of age, you might be ending a type of profession that you were involved with and deciding to go in a different direction. On the 5th, Venus goes into Leo. So this is your 6th house, and this is the house of work and the house of health. Venus here harmonizes these areas of your life. And again, oh, okay, I'm going to tell you something. I think a lot of you, well, I don't see, I always do use weasel words with predictions, because how can I tell? First of all, this is a general forecast. And secondly, I do believe that predictions can happen in different ways. And maybe sometimes they don't even come true, that might be a dirty little secret of astrology and people who are psychics. I don't call myself a psychic, but maybe it just doesn't come true, right? But anyway, Venus can be about money, and the 6th house can be work. So it could be getting a promotion, then getting a raise. And that does go along with that solar eclipse as well. Venus in the 6th can be harmony with coworkers. This can be I call this the Vitamix transit. Buying something that is high priced, high ticket item that improves your health. That's just like a little quirky thing I always say. But it can feel really good because Mars is here. So, or yeah, I think Mars is already into Leo. I don't have Mars's transit in June because of I think it's already in Leo in May. So there might have been some kind of conflict that is having to be sorted out, and Venus here is a good way to resolve that. It might even be through some sort of mediation. On the 11th, Pluto goes back into Capricorn, so that is your 11th house, and that involves your friends, the groups that you belong to, and also your dreams. Now, Pluto in the 11th house may have been a time when there was some kind of maybe even a group that you belonged to that had a healing component to it. And sometimes when we are looking for healing, we're looking to the outer world. And that can be great because you can get support, especially through groups. For instance, Pluto can be about a transformation in, as a whole. So that can be great. However, sometimes you have to bring it within yourself. And on the challenging side, you may have had like power struggles with friends or any kind of group that you were associated with. And, sometimes Pisces does feel victimized, and it might even be like 100% that that's what happened. However, it's like taking your power back, I would say. And that when Pluto goes retrograde into, when Pluto goes back into this house, as it's retrograding, you can look within yourself about how you relate to others. Do you give away your power? Are you trying too hard to be accepted by others, that you agree to do things you don't want to do to help out your friends, and things of that nature? And then when they're taking advantage of you, you don't see how you kind of played into that through your behavior. So it actually can be quite self-empowering. Mercury is going into Gemini on the same day. So this for you is the 4th house of home and family. So this could be something to do with a mortgage, or, yes, if you are buying a new home, perhaps you are getting the paperwork in order, and getting all your ducks in a row with that. On the 17th, Saturn goes retrograde at 7 degrees of Pisces. So I think as far as all the signs go, I think for Pisces to have Saturn transiting your sign, this is awesome because you're ruled by Neptune, and that is that is probably the polar opposite of what Saturn represents. Saturn represents discipline, organization, and boundaries, a structure. Neptune is unstructured. It's boundaryless. It's merging with the cosmos, really. And merging with the cosmos, and Saturn is about the earth, about materialization. Saturn is, it rules the earth sign Capricorn. So this, so that I feel like Saturn in your sign gives you more discipline. But now Saturn is retrograding, and this means that if you have put into place any kind of outer I was going to say boundaries, but discipline and things like that, now it's time to go within and your inner discipline. And this for Pisces in particular are your emotions, like getting your emotions under control. I don't really like the word control because then it implies that somebody's rigid and blah, blah, blah. But this idea of not being very quick to, throw in the towel, to be discouraged, but having that inner fortitude. And if you don't have it, how can you develop it? I feel that this Saturn transit in the next few years is going to be wonderful for you. On the 18th, and by the way, you might even let go of some of those outer structures that you may have implemented because you want to, you know, really tune into what you're needing. Sometimes we have to, like, I'll say it, like, for instance, let's say somebody's going on a diet. One of the things that they can do to really approach it from a Saturnian point of view, a very grounded perspective, instead of just saying, okay, I'm going to, some people restrict their calories, and that's a whole other topic that can be very detrimental for the long haul, and that can actually cause people to gain weight if they're trying to lose weight. But the point is that they're trying to prohibit themselves from eating certain foods, but they're not looking at it from the perspective of, it's like deprivation, in other words. And sometimes Saturn can look like that. But really, having a container, that's a trendy word in the spiritual community. But whatever it is that you're trying to discipline yourself with, being holistic about it, not just saying, okay, I'm only going to eat this, and this types of food or this amount of calories, but saying, what kind of a daily routine do I want to have? Looking at exercise, looking at sleep patterns, because they can all impact the health as well. So, being very organized, in other words, not being vague about, like if somebody wants to lose weight, they have this goal, but they just are kind of vague about it. It's not going to happen, being very specific about what you intend to do in all areas. On the 18th, we have a new moon at 26 degrees of Gemini, and that is falling in that fourth house of home and family. So you could see new developments there, new beginnings, new seeds being planted. On the 21st, the summer solstice, 9:57 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's my time. I got to give a shout out to the Central Standard Time, because whenever I see, the ephemeris that I use from Cafe Astrology, which I really like, is set to Eastern Standard Time. And they always have the default in America. So I want to give a shout out. I want to give props to my time zone. This is falling in your fifth house of love, creativity. Both areas are up your alley, Pisces. So this, you'll have a new moon here next month, but this could be a time of great creativity. Now, you have already had Venus and Mars come through here, so you've already had triggers to this area. On the 26th, Mercury goes here. You might be talking to someone, as the kids say. Maybe you're, you got a crush on somebody and you're communicating with them. This could be a creative writing project that you are embarking on. On the 30th, your ruler Neptune goes retrograde in your sign. So something about yourself, you're going to have to face the harsh truth. I know, Pisces, story of your life, right? And it really is the story of your life, because Pisces is a very idealistic sign, and when you get disillusioned, it sucks, because you love to live in that fantasy. But sometimes we do have to see things as they truly are in order to actually improve what needs to be improved. So don't take it to heart. That's all I can say. It's going to be good. Trust me. It's going to be awesome. Okay, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.